Hey everybody. Okay, today is gonna be my last YouTube video for the week because I'm about to get back in the gym. As you know, I lost 30 pounds fasting and exercising. At least 3 times a week I try to go to the gym, but it's been Christmas break for my kids, so I've been at home the last 2.5 weeks, so it's time to get back to the gym. I did lose 10 pounds within these 2.5 weeks. However, I don't feel like my body is really keeping its momentum, so I definitely want to get back in the gym. So I wanted to show you all an everyday makeup look until I have time to return from the gym. So same foundation. I don't mean foundation as in the makeup, I mean foundation as in the process. I've already put moisturizer on my face and I've already primed my face. So we're going to start with the concealer. Oh, did y'all see my blue eyeshadow makeup fail? Yeah, that was not cute. I did not like it, and I was tired. I should have waited, but it's okay. I wanted to give you all something different, a different color besides silver and gold. But today, like I said, we're going to do an everyday makeup look for people who just are looking for something to do quickly. It takes me about 45 minutes to do my makeup. I don't use foundation. I only use powder. So that's why most of my looks are no foundation makeup looks. However, this look in particular, we're going to try to have a no makeup look where the eyeshadow I'm going to be using is going to be actually the same complexion as my natural eyelids. As you can see, they're two different colors. So we're going to try to blend that and still make that look glamorous. So we're going to start with concealer. And I'm going to place that under my under eye first so that that can sit for a while I do the upper lids. So you're going to see me looking over here to the left. It's because I'm actually looking in the mirror. But you all should still be able to see me. And as per usual, everything we do to one side, we're going to do it to the other side. So we're going to let that sit while I do the upper lid. Now the concealer I'm using is from Family Dollar. It's LA Colors and it's my favorite. This little tube right here only, I don't even know if it's $3. I don't even remember, but it's very inexpensive. And this lasts me a year or so, sometimes a little bit over a year, because I just take it, squeeze it, put it on the brush, and go from there. I do not like a bunch of product. I think that's a lot of times why some people's makeup can look cakey and it doesn't sit well on the skin. So I like to use sparingly, and I do take my time to blend. That is very important, and that's why I don't use so much, because concealer is typically thick and it takes a while to blend into the skin, especially when you have moisturizer on and then a primer. So here I'm gonna go up under the lid and I'm gonna draw a line down into my nose area and go across, and then I'm gonna bring all of this product downward. And then you should still have enough on the opposite side of the brush. I'll just flip that over, go into the nose area, go across, and bring that down. Now you see I went into the eyebrow. Don't worry about that because you can clean that up when you do your eyebrow pencil. So I like to take an asymmetrical flat brush, can you see? And blend my concealer with this, because you can actually press this firmly up against the skin and it gives you a good blend. So like I said, here on this channel, we like to blend. We don't like to just slap one product. We like to actually take our time and blend. So if you are in a rush, I wouldn't suggest trying to do detailed work. But for me, I like to really make sure everything is neutralized before I add on the actual eyeshadow. So I'm going to take my curved brush, you see, I'm going to go into my Vanessa's Juvia's Place palette. And I can actually see this one, Busy, the color Busy. You're going to just dab, brush off the excess because eyeshadow can be crumbly. And you're just going to take the brush and like this, make it on the flat side, not this way, but this way. And you're going to swipe across. You might have to dip back into it, just pat, lightly pat the eyeshadow on there, and then take the excess and tap it off. And move to the next eye. We're gonna take one of these fluffy small brushes and you're gonna blend this way. Blend downward into the corner. Now you see how that almost looks like my natural color, even though my complexion is about this shade up under here. But you want it to look as close to your actual complexions in this no makeup look, because that's the whole point. You want it to look like you aren't wearing any makeup in a certain sense. Next, you're going to come down to your bottom lid and repeat the concealer process. You just squeeze out a little bit at the top, brush. I know this is a concealer with a brush, but brush it on to the brush. Now this is a lot, so you're going to use that amount for both eyes. Hold your face and peel back the corner of your face and brush that into the crease of your eye. And do the opposite side. Okay. Now, I have what they call hooded eyes, which just means you have big eyes. And I have to make sure that I get concealer in the crease of my eyelid. So I'm going to go back in and blend the concealer in, because if you don't, it will change the color of your eyeshadow. Because if you add, essentially this is a cream colored concealer, so if you add cream or white to anything, the shade is going to be lighter than what you actually have. So what I'm thinking is to stick with neutral tones, because that's the color wave that my natural complexion is in. But you want to have some type of dimension. Even though it's neutral tones, you can still go upward in the color scale. So I'm going to use this brown. See how crumbly it can be? I'm going to use this brown. It's called BSB. In that same Vanessa by Juvia's Place color palette. And you're going to go in the crease. Just right here. Because what I don't like about trying to create definition in hooded eyes is a lot of times you can go above and it makes you look scary. You have to make sure that you're right within your bottom eyelid. Now, I'm sorry. The brush that I'm using is a square flat brush. And I'm using that to go into the corner. Don't go all the way over, halfway. My eye. Now, this is uneven, but we're gonna even it up. As you can see how it's uneven, you can correct that with your concealer brush. So you take a little bit of concealer, paint it on the brush, and then go back and create the shape that you're looking for. So I want that triangular V shape. And I'm going to go back in and draw that. Now I'm going to take my same blending brush I used before. Pull your lid back and tap. And that makes the mistakes disappear. See? Do the same thing on the opposite side. Boom. Okay. So, to get in the corners of my eye, I'm gonna use this, I don't know, it's almost triangular, but it's very cylinder shaped at the same time. Brush to do this part of the lid. So I'm gonna go into my Douce palette and I'm gonna use Berry Mousse right here. As you can see, I almost used it all up. It's very crumbly, so you have to pat it and then tap off the excess. Just tap off the excess powder and hold your face this way and brush it on there. Make sure you don't go into the brown that you did. So this shade is actually almost the exact same shade as the concealer. So I think what I'm gonna do is go into my Anastasia palette and use this tempera shade. Same thing, tap off your excess. Pat, tap, pat and tap, pat and tap. It looks a bit chalky. So let's see. I have another shade because I really don't like how this is coming out. So I'm going to go into my Bronze Rustic palette by Juvia's Place. And I'm going to use whatever this color is. It's rubbed off so I can't really see. So we're going to pat and tap. Same thing. And do this lightly because I already have two shades on top of it. But this, I like that better. Okay, and do the other side. go over. Okay. Boom. Now, you can start blending your concealer here. Oh, also, what I like to add, because it's the winter months, is a pink. Right here. On my upper cheekbone. We're gonna blend that in with the concealer at the same time. You're just gonna keep patting, 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 patting. See how we're blending all that together? Do the same thing on the opposite side. And I actually think I want to blend some more of this eyeshadow in. And I'm using, yeah, there we go. And I'm actually using this concealer brush because it's almost all the same color. Okay. So I think because I have a little bit of lighter undertones, so what I want to do is add another color on top of this brown. So I'm gonna go back into my Dulce palette and I'm gonna go into this shade called Crepes. And I'm gonna go right over it. It's almost like a mauve color. And I'm gonna go on top of the brown, just a little bit. And then we're gonna take that blending brush I used before to blend in the eyeshadow. And just keep blending. Kind of bring that over halfway. I don't like that, but we'll see if we can make it work. Perhaps we can add, go back into this Vanessa palette and add this kind of burnt orange color. And let's go right here above that. The point is, we want to add colors that my complexion would naturally have. Go over a little bit. It looks really bright on the camera, but it's actually not. So perhaps go back in with my concealer blending brush and press down into it. And there we go. Okay. So now, because I added all those colors, I'm gonna go back in with the color I originally started with. And this. No, this isn't the color. I used the Vanessa palette. So let's wipe that off. Wipe it off the brush. We're gonna go back into this busy color and go over it. Go all the way back over it. Go into palette and go over. And you see how that creates more dimension. We like to blend in this channel, so you're gonna take your concealer brush and blend again. Because the whole objective is just to give it some sort of dimension in places where the light will hit your face. Okay, now we can start contouring. I'm satisfied with that. What do you guys think? So you can't see the pink, you blend it in, all of these things. We're heading in the right direction. Again, we're gonna paint the concealer on. We're gonna go to the nose, start from the bottom and go all the way up. We're gonna go from the lip to the top of the ear for contour. We're gonna go down. Add a little more concealer. We're gonna go from the lip to the top of the ear. And we're gonna go down. And we're gonna blend it in. Blend in the direction that you apply. So if you apply downward, blend downward. See how that's disappearing? We apply it across, so blend the same way. It's okay if you don't have it completely blended in because you want this part to still be showing before you add the powder, so that the powder will blend all of that in and it will give your face dimension. It'll look like your cheekbones are higher and your jawline is tight. I like to, when I self concealer on the brush, I like to go and draw over the top of my eyebrow. Then I like to take a deeper shade in my complexion. I'm using this by Fenty. You just need a little bit. And you're gonna outline your face with that same concealer brush. And then I like to go right up under where I put the concealer, right at the top of my jawline. And contour right here. Now we're going to take another brush, a bigger brush. Most people would apply blush with this, but I know this is what I use to contour my deeper lines with. And brush in the direction you applied. Go around, all the way around, and across. I'm gonna go over. Now we're gonna start powder process. Okay, I forgot something. I forgot to outline my lips. So I like to outline my lips also. Boom. I'm gonna blend that also. You can go up here and blend where we had the lines for your eyebrows. Now I'm gonna take a bigger brush, a rounder brush, than the brush I used to contour. I'm gonna dip it into the powder. I like to swirl the powder. And get a good amount. We're always gonna tap off the excess. And then we're going to start blending everything together. Go downward. so that you can get rid of any harsh lines that you may have. Go over your contour lines. Go down the bridge of your nose. Go up under your under eye. Okay. Next, we're going to use setting powder. I just like to pour a little bit in the top. Sorry, I'm trying to find the brush that I normally use. So my setting powder is double-sided and I don't see where it is. That's okay, I can use something else. Let me use this brush. Take it, tap it, put it in that same space you put the concealer. Do the same thing on the opposite side. To the bottom of your face. Put just a little bit on your forehead. And take your concealer brush, because it's flat. You're going to dab right into it. And go up your nose. And we're going to let that sit while we do the finishing touches on the eyes. Okay. So, now, what I would like to do is the eyebrows. So you're going to draw a line with your eyebrow pencil across. Draw halfway across your eyebrow. right here where I went over by mistake with the concealer, you can easily correct that. Go halfway into your eyebrow. Now, I blend my eyebrow pencil this way with a spoolie. That's simple. Make sure you go all the way at the bottom so there aren't any harsh lines. Okay. Next, you're going to take that same brush that you used for your regular powder and blend it in. Blend that into the forehead. Just sweep it across like this. Go down your nose. You all see me. Go across your eyes. Sweep gently. Go down and across. Now, because that setting powder is a different complexion, you're going to go back into your regular powder and just put a layer on top. Same thing, sweep across, tap, just go over it like this. That way everything is all the same color. I like to clean up as I go along. So a lot of times I'm either reaching for a brush or putting brushes back. So next, we're going to do a highlight up here. I'm going to go into my asymmetrical brush. Can you see? And I'm going to go back into that Anastasia palette. Tap that excess off. I'm sorry, the excess off. And go right up under the mark that you put with the eyebrow pencil. We're going to blend that in too. See the difference? Okay. Now, I want some kind of blush. I like the way that orange blush looks on me. So, I'm going to go right into this orangish color. It almost looks red on camera, but it's not. It's orange. And I'm going to go right here where I had that deeper shade of contour and put that right on top. So we got the deep shade of orange. Then I'm gonna add a lighter shade of orange. I'm gonna use this burnt orange. And put that on top of that. So it gives it some type of dimension. And I'm gonna take that same brush I used to contour that deeper color in and blend and blend and blend and blend. You're just gonna keep blending. I know it looks scary, but we're gonna add some powder on top of it. And I'm gonna add a highlighter. And I think I'm gonna go into my Anastasia and Primavera and go right in here. Blend that out. Now don't blend that in. Get your powder brush. I'm sorry. It takes me so long to open this powder because my nails are so long. And then we're going to tap into it. Don't brush off the excess. The excess. I don't know why I keep saying excess. The excess. See how nice and smooth that looks? Do the same thing. Sweep into it. Don't brush off the excess. No, that's cute. Now we're gonna go into eyelashes. I'm using my Huda Beauty mascara. It's hard, but try to do your bottom lid. Okay, now we're gonna put eyeliner on. I like to go halfway across the eye and do the other half. And then go upward into the lash line. Same thing on this side. all the way into the lash line. This part can be difficult. If you don't have a steady hand, be patient with yourself, because I had to be patient with myself, and I'm an artist. And it was still very difficult for me to be able to get, especially because my eyes are very sensitive and it's hard for me to hold one eye down while drawing on the eyeliner. So be gentle with yourself, be kind to yourself, because you can do it. It just takes a little practice. We got one eye down. Now yesterday I was messing up. That blue eyeshadow was not cute. But I was trying something new. I was trying the double liner with 2 different colors. I was doing too much. I was already tired. I was irritated. I didn't even talk during the video because I was just trying to figure out in my mind if that was even the color that I wanted to do. And I was thinking about so many other things. However, I wanted to still execute. And that's a great point. When you are doubting yourself, try anyway. That's important. Okay, now, when you do your opposite eye, because most people are right-handed, I happen to be ambidextrous. However, I still don't trust my left hand to draw on my left eye. So, I have to do my eyeliner on this eye backward. See, I just made a mistake. Now you want to go back and see if the thickness of the line is the same. Now I actually made a mistake. So let me try to go back and correct that. Boom. I like to come all the way down to the inner corner. And connect that with the solid eyeliner that I use, because this is a liquid. And connect that. Well, next we're going to do lips. Okay, so now we're going to add our lashes. I'm only using half a lash since this is supposed to be a no makeup look. But I really think this is what we're gonna call natural glam, because you can tell I got some makeup on. Oh, this one is giving me a hard time. Alright, now let's do the lip. So, I'm going to try to find a color that's... I don't have any lipstick on. This is my natural lip color. I'm going to try to find something that's similar. I couldn't find anything. So, I'm going to use the eyeshadow. And then, I'm going to take this clear gloss from the hair store. And just wet. So, this is my version of the no makeup look, even though I think I just want to call it a natural glam, because also I need to find a better camera angle, because from even way back here or however the camera was set up, it looks different. But I just wanted to show you all this before I head back in the gym, because I know I'm not going to have on any makeup for about a week, because I am not one of those makeup gym girlies. I am really there to work out. I'm really there to lift weights. I'm really there to build strength while I'm in Bible study at the same time. Because a lot of y'all think I'm so sexy, but I am so saved. I appreciate that y'all think I'm beautiful, but I am really more saved and sanctified than y'all would ever know. Which is, I guess, a blessing. But you all, be kind to yourself. Learn to love yourself. That was something that was very hard for me. Know that God is good. Know that God will never forsake you. God will never leave you. God will never put more on you than you can bear. Pray, 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 pray. I had to learn to stop worrying and to pray. I had to learn to cast my cares because I'm so used to fixing everything by myself and I can do this and I can do that. But I really had to learn to give everything to God because I am not in control. God is in control. And once I surrendered that I am not in control, things became so much easier for me. So I wanted to share that with you all. Know that you are loved, you are cared for. And thank you for watching. This has been a very interesting week for me. I thought nobody would be interested in learning makeup and nail tutorials. And I'm eventually going to start showing you all painting and start doing painting tutorials. And then I'm going to start doing vocal lessons because that's it's not a secret. It's kind of a well-known secret, but I can sing too. So I want to start doing all of those things and you all just get to know me, get to see what I'm a mom first. I have 3 wonderful babies. Well, they're not babies, but I have 3 wonderful kids, and you all can just take a journey with me and get to know me as I grow as a person. And thank you for watching. Have a blessed day. Have a good day. Know that God is good. Trust in the Lord. Seriously. With all thine heart, trust in the Lord. I'm telling you, God is so good. Be blessed. Good night.